I have a question for you, Kavira. We have had a couple of sort of public leaks. Specifically, I think Ruben did a sort of AMA in Alan's chat at one point. Could you bring us all up to speed, inform the class?
Well, Ruben has informed everybody in chat that the change to Lee Sin was locked already by the time he was doing the Q&A. So that we're sure about.
Oh yeah, they locked it. They locked it 3.5 weeks ago.
For sure, like a year ago. They also locked in. They didn't lock in, but they mentioned the change about change for Make It Rain. So Make It Rain is gonna get changed, probably to 3 mana.
It seems likely.
I think the sad thing is that I think the only 2 changes we'll have are Lee Sin and Make It Rain. The others, because it's not a patch note today. It's only a bug fix week, so.
Oh, so this is gonna be a really. So we should expect like 2 lines. Let's talk about the Make It Rain nerf. They did confirm that Make It Rain is gonna be nerfed, right?
Yes.
There's a few ways that can work out.
No, there's only one way, trust.
They only know how to nerf a card in one way. I've looked through these balanced patch notes. I've scanned through them. I've literally never seen them nerf a card other than +1 mana. It's never happened once. I can only hasn't everything been +1 mana? Make It Rain is just 3 mana. It's already locked in.
Locked in. Lee Sin is probably also 5 mana.
Hush. Yeah, you're right. Sometimes they nerf a card by making it -1 mana. You're fucking correct. Correct, sir. I was got him. True. Here we go. Okay, so we're just gonna talk about the balance patch. There are literally 2 lines here. What we have is 2 lines. These are the Lee Sin and Make It Rain nerfs. Make It Rain was set to 3 mana as expected. So Make It Rain is going to be quite a bit worse now. Lee Sin went to 5 health. That's going up.
Wait, I'm so confused. Why are they nerfing buffing Lee Sin? What's happening? Wait, there's a problem here.
Wait, this number is bigger though.
Excuse me?
Kuvira said to me last night. He said to me last night, I can't wait for Lee Sin to get sent to 5 mana and for it to change literally nothing. And I was chuckling along. I was thinking to myself, it is fairly likely that they would just send Lee Sin to 5 mana. Why'd they give him more health?
Where did you get this link? Was it from chat?
It was from chat. Do you think they fabricated it?
Yeah, no way. There's no way.
Well, our changes to Lee Sin in patch 110 made him much more playable and brought Ionia and Targon buff decks into the meta. His newfound efficiency has proven overbearing, particularly in combination with his deadly combo kill potential once granted Overwhelm. We want to maintain Lee Sin's usability, but at a fair price point that keeps him from dominating early round combat. The card's still pretty good. So the biggest thing about Lee Sin is we weren't really playing him on turn 4. Like, mostly bad players are playing him on turn 4. There are situations where you do play him on turn 4, but you were versus aggro. It does make Lee Sin's matchup versus aggro worse. That is very much true. That is very much true.
You'll just have now to set. You have to set up the eyes and the Zeds before you drop Lee Sin. That's it. Doesn't change much. You just have, like, you drop eye on 2, and generally you won't be able on 3. You'll have to set up the Dragon Links and Zed, and you drop Lee Sin the turn after.
So I mean, there's the big event, right? Is this the KDA event? It has to be. New lab, event pass, cosmetics, and much more. I mean, that's cool. Look, I can be positive. Look, that's cool. That's very cool, isn't it? Isn't that cool, Kuvira?
Yeah, it's very cool.
Right, we agree.
So cool.
This is for labs.
And the warden is scuffed as well. These have to be real.
That's so true.
Look at the first one.
That's so true. Folder with KDA cards can be found here. Wait, Is this actually real? This is an official Reddit post. Is where these cards come from. Kuvira, I think these KDA cards are real.
No way.
These are real.
Wait,
These are real.
So I was right.
Right. Scuffed wording. It pays off. Okay, so we actually have to talk about these cards. We have to talk about these cards. This is the future of LOR. We're gonna be saved by fucking KDA. So, 1 mana Shadow Isle slow. Go hard. I like it already. Drain 1 from a unit and shuffle 2 copies of me into your deck. Once you've cast me 3 times, transform all copies of me everywhere to pack your bags. What the fuck?
What?
What?
Wait. It's okay. Go
Okay,
on.
so
Continue.
I've played this 3 times, and then all copies of Go Hard become Pack Your Bags. Pack Your Bags is 1 mana, 1 mana, deal 5 to all enemies and the enemy nexus. Then they all go back into Go Hard. So you go hard, you go hard, you go hard, and I'm sure this is a literal 1-to-1 with the song lyrics. They probably say go hard 3 times, and then they say pack your bags. So it's like you have to go hard 3 times, and then you get to pack your bags. And pack your bags.
But if you cast Go Hard 3 times, you won't have.
No, but it shuffles copies of it into your deck. Just use counterfeit copies, Kuvira. Duh.
What is this?
I mean, obviously this card's not going to be good.
No.
Look, on that we agree.
This?
On that we agree. Give it all 8 mana PNZ card. 8 mana PNZ cards have an astounding track rate of being nuts. Okay, Kuvira, check this out. Give it all 8 mana. Raise all allies' power and health to the highest power or health among allies. Grant all allies allied keywords. What? This is like a fucking riddle. Okay. So if you have
the code.
If you have like an 8-1 and you have a 1-8 and you have lifesteal and you have tough, and these are all on different units, it'll make all of your units 8-8 lifesteal tough permanently.
Grant.
Well, the first part says raise. What the hell does raise mean?
I'm sure it means.
Is that permanent or temporary?
Lulu's raise is temporary, but it says raise for a turn. Here it does say raise without saying for a turn.
So scuffed wording.
I'm telling you. This one says raise without saying just for a turn, so it means it's grant as well.
So this is like a much better mind meld, is what you're telling me. If one of your allies has elusive, it gives them all elusives.
Fuck.
Like, this card actually has potential. I don't know if it's the kind of card that might have a hard time being competitive, but this actually does have potential. It gives all of your allies elusives, and it makes all of your allies have the attack of the highest attack ally. It grants a mobile? Yeah, if one of your units has a mobile, you're fucked.
Wait, it is true. It is true, though. It is freaking true. It is true. 100%.
Jesus Christ. That's really funny.
I mean... So you can play on turn 5?
Yeah.
If you have...
This actually has to have potential. I have to try to build around this.
It's in a cute region called PNZ, though.
If only PNZ had more cards.
It's only PNZ has any card.
So PNZ, for those of you guys who don't know, PNZ is the weakest region in the game and has always been the weakest, with the exception of several metas where it was completely carried by 2 or 3 champions that no longer really exist. Like, I think a lot of people think PNZ used to be good, and it kind of did, but only off the backs of Ezreal and Heimer being nuts. Nuts! And those cards no longer exist, so PNZ is, like, beyond bad right now. Okay, out of the way, a Targon card. Just what I needed.
Oh, shit.
5 mana slow. For the rest of the game, allied buffs except barrier are permanent. Draw 1.
Excuse me?
I like cards like this. I like this kind of card design where they're making things, they're doing interesting things. This might be broken. Don't get me wrong. I don't.
Fucking Pale Cascade stays on.
Yeah, but what
And you
does
draw
that matter?
one. Uh,
That's not worth it for 5 mana. What else? What else is useful?
Wait, I need to check.
This is pretty expensive.
It's draw one. It's not that expensive.
The problem is with cards like Pale Cascade and Fury of the North, all the temporary buffs, like you're not getting
like-
that. Most of the reason you use those buffs is for health, which doesn't matter if it's temporary or permanent because you use them when the unit's about to take that damage. I think this card, I mean, don't get me wrong, it has potential, but I think that this is a lot weaker than it looks. I'm not saying it's a bad card, but I'm saying anyone who's saying this looks broken, I don't think this looks broken to me.
Wait, they mean except barrier. That means by buff they mean like stats and keywords.
I guess. So that means ephemeral is now permanent.
That's funny. Rush, like quick attack.
Yeah, Rush Quick Attack is kind of funny.
That's a very funny.
This is a
actually.
funny card.
Yeah.
I like cards like this. I don't think this is gonna be OP. I think it can lead to some interesting deck building decisions. I like it when they print cards like this.
Except barrier.
What
Sharp
else?
Sight is permanent. Sonic Wave gives Challenger permanently. And gives the buff, the +1 permanently as well.
There's no way this is gonna be good, Kuvira. It's 5 mana and you have to pre-commit this. It's a huge tempo loss. There's literally no way this is gonna be good. I'm so sure this is not gonna be good. Immortal Terror.
We need to think.
This is so slow. You have to use this before whatever else. You're gonna have to use this on like turn 4 or 5, and those are turns where you can't afford to play a 5 mana slow draw 1.
The
Just
draw
use this
one
turn
changes more than you think.
No, the draw 1 makes it like not a complete brick. I'd rather for playstyles like that though. I'd rather have like you compare this to like Catalyst of Eons. In that kind of playstyle, I'd rather have 3 health than draw 1. If we're giving up a huge tempo loss like that, and also
Fury is permanent.
Yeah, I know, but who cares? Fury being permanent doesn't matter. The health is already gone because your unit already took the damage, and the attack is just gonna get trumped out. You don't use Fury to be a plus attack. You use Fury to swing a single combat that's already engaged. The value of combat tricks isn't the permanent buffs. Like, who cares if post Fury, I've paid 5 mana so that my Sejuani or whatever has +4 attack permanently. Like, at best case scenario, we're using it on the Overwhelm unit. If it's not Overwhelm, it's going to get chumped no matter what.
Does it work with Stargazer? When you heal a damaged ally, give it elusive this round, so it gives it elusive permanently?
Yeah, presumably. I have to assume so, because it says accept barrier, which implies other keywords work.
Ooh.
But that's still I think that's still not really worth it. Like you don't really want to get that kind of playstyle would be too slow to get value out of like a second elusive attack. Like you'd have to commit this on like turn 4 or 5, then you'd have to play the Stargazer on turn 4 or 5.
They play it with the deck has Soraka, right? So like they can stall.
It's just 5 mana that early in the game. It will shut down your strategy no matter what.
Yeah, it's like It's like landmarks in a way. Like you can't afford to play 5 mana to do nothing.
For example, like look at this card. You're saying this card has synergy with Fury of the North, and I would absolutely say this card has anti-synergy with Fury of the North. I would say that with a card like Fury, a combat trick, having access to your early and mid-game mana is much more important because Fury scales with your ability to cast it on different targets for value. Having the ability to spend your mana on the turns where you would need to spend it on out of the way on a unit for Fury will be much more valuable than having your unit just have +3 attack after the Fury turn for no reason. Like, who cares if my unit is just gonna have +3 attack after the Fury turn? That doesn't matter. That, like, could matter sometimes, but this card is definitely not good. It's funny, and it might one day lead to some interesting combo that could be broken, but in and of itself, it's not good. All right, you keep going. Go get it. Ionian Skulls, my favorite. Fast 5 mana.
Oh, no, fast.
Recall an ally to summon an exact ephemeral copy in its place. Reduce its cost to 0 this round.
Wait. So you can triple Rekindler? So you Rekindler the first time, and then you get it you summon it, so it's ephemeral, so you get the second Rekindler, and then you summon it the same turn because it costs 0 mana?
Yep. Rekindler would be pretty good with this. Basically, this is kind of like 5 mana Clona unit, right? It creates an ephemeral copy that triggers the summon effect, is kind of what this does. Because...
twice, technically.
Yeah, you get... Yes, you get the summon twice.
It's just like summon something twice for 5 mana fast. The fact that it's fast is like really, really strong. You can like block with it, gust block or something, and then get it back and summon it twice.
Yeah. This card looks like the most competitive for sure. This card looks a lot more competitive than any of the others.
You can also do some, if you know they're gonna attack, you just summon the ephemeral unit to block with it instead of losing your unit. If you know that like there's a chance that that spell's gonna die, that unit's gonna die in combat.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't work with Ledgerus. Yeah, Ledgerus is a play effect, not a summon effect. But you will be able to get the play effect again because one of them is gonna be a summon. The one you summon off of Go Get It, that's a summon. That wouldn't work with Ledgerus. Mm-hmm. But you are still able to replay the second Ledgerus in your hand off of Go Get It.
Does it work on units?
Yes,
on
this
champs?
works on units.
On champs, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Inivia Broken. This card looks good.
Yeah, it does look good.
It
looks
slow.
really good.
What if we just use this? Just use it on Lee Sin.
What?
If they go in to kill your Lee Sin, it's like a deny. It's like they ruinate. I just go get it, and then I play my 0 mana Lee Sin afterwards. It's like a deny. You probably couldn't use this in a Lee Sin deck.
No.
You could use this in a lot of decks, though. It would be really good in, like, Karma decks, right? That's kind of where this has to be best in, like, that style of deck. Karma Lux? Karma Lux, this would have to be great in Karma Lux, wouldn't it?
No.
You don't think so?
I mean,
I don't think Karma Lux is a great deck right now. I'm just saying, in that deck, I feel like this would hit a lot of spots.
What do you summon in?
It depends.
I don't think Karma Lux can afford. They're so slow. They need to stay alive until 10. That's like a huge problem. It's like deep. They really need to stay alive, and they struggle with that.
I mean, that's true, but what this can't help them stay alive necessarily. But it's a flexible tool. Sometimes you can get like a second Radiant Guardian if your first one's gonna die. What deck would this fit in then? That's the problem.
Like not a deck, but I see synergies with like cards like Cethria and Genevieve.
Okay.
You know?
Well, we'll have to table this for now, but this one definitely has the most potential out of anything we've seen so far. The last one, the very last card, 12 mana, Freljord card. Feel the
not
rush.
Again. Not again. Not again.
Summon 2 different random champions from your hand and deck. Raise their stats up to 10/10. So if I have a Teemo.
What?
What the fuck does it? What does raise mean? Is this permanent?
Yes.
I have to assume this is permanent. Why do they? They're using all these different words.
What the fuck?
10/10.
Wait, this
Vlad.
I mean, what
is
you slap it in War Mothers?
Yeah, you just put this in War Mothers. This is a better War Mothers. You get like a Trundle and a Tryndamere immediately. It's like a War Mothers that just gets you the second card immediately.
Imagine fucking summoning Tryndamere and Trundle as a 10/10 if the Trundle was leveled.
Isn't this a better War Mothers?
I mean, I wouldn't say a better. I would say I'd run 2 War Mothers and 2 Field Rush, for example.
Maybe like, something like that.
It gives more consistency to the deck.
Yes. The problem is this.
As if it needed it.
Okay, so the benefit that Feel the Rush, so the benefit that War Mothers has over Feel the Rush is that you have a safety net against stuff like Ruination. But if I'm pulling out a Tryndamere and a Trundle, they can't ruin. If I'm pulling out a 10/10 Tryndamere, they can't ruinate me.
Yeah, they can't.
Isn't this better than War Mothers? The only situation where this is worse than War Mothers is in the War Mothers mirror. But even then, I actually I think this could be better than War Mothers in the War Mothers mirror. Having a 10-10 Trundle and Tryndamere immediately will win that matchup. I think people think that the War Mothers mirror is about long-term value when it can sometimes be depending on the draw, but tempo wins that matchup so much. When you play a 10-10 Trundle and a 10-10 Tryndamere, and they play a War Mothers, and they pull like a Weirding Stones, you win! Even if they don't pull a Weirding Stones, even if they pull something decent, you win!
True. The only problem with that would be...
This isn't better War Mothers!
Problem would be freeze, like the Harsh Wind stuff. They already run Harsh Winds and Flash Freeze, so like you summon 2, you get a Weirding Stones, they freeze your shit, and then they ruinate, and you lose.
This card is actually nuts.
It is.
This card is nuts.
It is not bad.
This card is better than War Mothers. This card is straight up better than War Mothers. You are trolling if you don't agree that this card is better than War Mothers. It's not in every situation better than War Mothers, but in the average case basis, it has to be at least on that level.
They do different things, Swim. They do different things.
When is War Mothers better than this card?
I'm telling you.
When do I want the 1 per turn with a chance to low roll and hit like a Weirding Stones? War Mothers also has a really steep deck building cost. It means you can't run stuff like Iceveil Archer.
The deck building cost is huge. The fact that you can run this with like
Iceveil Archer, Hapless Aristocrat, like it's gigantic.
Sentry.
This is so gigantic.
Yeah, it's huge.
There's no possible way this isn't a better War Mothers.
Yeah.
So give me the situation where War Mothers is better than this card.
You said Ruination. I know would agree with Ruination.
But if they Ruinate, I have a 10 attack Overwhelm Tryndamere on board. And they've used their entire
9.
turn.
Right?
Why would it be 9? Wouldn't it be like 11?
Tryndamere keeps the buff, keeps the raise buff.
Why wouldn't it? It levels up. Cards that level up get +1/+1. Or in Tryndamere's case, it might be +1/+5. It might be an 11/15 when it levels up.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Because raise is, as far as we can tell, raise means permanent. Because on Lulu, it says raise for that turn, right? That's what Lulu says. So raise has to imply permanent, unless there's some... I mean, it is riot wording. No. Lulu says grows. What are all these words? Lulu says grows.
Oh my god. Grows up. Oh my god.
Maybe this is the one way this card might not be nuts is if it's a temporary buff, and it might be. We don't know. We simply do not have access to that information. But this card is crazy.
Yeah.
And suit up. Wait, search for suit up.
Oh wait.
Suit up. Suit up is set. Suit up is set. Okay, so we've got raise, we've got grows, and we've got set, and those all mean the same thing. And suit up and Lulu's grow mean the same thing, but they're using different words because set implies permanence, and apparently grow also means permanent because it says grows this round.
Grow up, by the way. It is
grow
up.
Set can reduce. That's true. Okay. That's true. Set can reduce. So if I use suit up on a Tryndamere, it'll be different. Sure, you got me. You're right.
Oh shit.
They're different.
Yeah, true.
Technically true.
Technically true.
So if we're assuming that they're perfectly logical, if we're assuming their wording is immaculate and every change is for a reason, that would imply that raise is temporary, because on Lulu it says grow this round, which means grow as a keyword has to be permanent, and raise as a different keyword that doesn't mean set would therefore have to be temporary, assuming that they're perfectly logical and every change is for a reason. What does Mind Meld say? That's a good fucking question. What does Mind Meld say?
Oh shit, let's see.
Set. Yeah, it's just another set.
I see.
So we don't know exactly how this works yet. Feel the Rush, if this is a permanent buff, Feel the Rush is absolutely ridiculous. Like, I don't want to use the phrase meta defining, but it will fit into a meta defining deck. This card is nuts if this is a permanent buff, which I think it is.
It's like, if you don't think about the mirrors against everything else, if you don't deny this, you die that turn.
Right. Search raise. It is better than War Mothers. Even in the mirror. I'm pretty sure in the mirror I'd rather have this than War Mothers. I'm pretty sure. And that's the one situation where I think most people might say War Mothers would be better. And I think that can't possibly be right. I think I'm gonna fucking ass pound you. Deck building cost is gigantic. Icefield Archer is such a power card. True. Icefield Archer is such a power card that I want to be able to run.
You're getting better matchup tables against everything else, but I think the mirror War Mothers has to be slightly better. Slightly, but I think it's not worth it to run War Mothers over this just because it fucks up all your other matchup tables.
Yeah.
Because you can't deck build correctly against all the other aggro card decks, etc.
All right.
So technically it is better than War Mothers.
So, as a recap, Go Hard and Pack Your Bags are both garbage, but kind of funny. And this one has a funny name because it's sort of sexual in nature. Give It All is probably bad. Honestly, if this card was in like Ione or Targon, this could actually be a little low key. I think Give It All, when PNZ is good, like a year and a half from now, Give It All might actually be... It has some real potential as a combo deck, unironically. But
in 2 years.
Yeah, maybe 2.5, I'm thinking. Out of the Way, I think is a joke. Kuvir, what do you think about Out of the Way? Do you still like its competitive potential?
No.
Because people were saying this is nuts at first, and the more I look at it, the worse it's getting. And it didn't even look that good to start.
Funny enough, I don't like it because it's in Targon. If it was in Ionia, it would be completely different.
Yeah.
So honestly.
And then we've got Go Get It, which I think is quite good, but I still don't know what deck to hit it in. Basically, Feel the Rush is the best one. Then Go Get It is probably second best. And the other three are like kind of trolly potential cards. I actually will say I like the design of these cards. It's possible that this one is just OP. Who knows? I like the design of them in general. I like this kind of like interesting, scalable. There's a lot of like combo potential. Like even the cards here that are kind of bad, like Give It All and Out of the Way, do unique and interesting things. And I can't immediately dismiss as like combo piece cards. Like they could actually have some potential at some point. And I like that level of card design personally.
Yeah, but I think the top two cards here for sure are the last two. So Go Get It and Feel the Rush.
By far. Yeah.
By far. Go Get It is very strong.
Yeah, we need to find a deck for this, I think, because like it is good. I just don't know if it hits any decks right now. Because the only Ionia deck is Lee Sin, and I don't think this hits Lee Sin. And Lux Karma is kind of close, but I do agree that it probably doesn't fit Lux Karma.
It doesn't, but this like fits perfectly in
Spooky
like stuff
Karma.
like Spooky Karma.
Yeah, exactly. It just doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.